for years I said my favorite Pixar movie is Up, but now that has finally changed to Inside Out. Not only the best Pixar film ever written, but one of the best Disney films I've ever seen. This is a movie that takes an idea and does everything great that you can do with it. The setup is that everybody's mind is fueled by emotions, and here the emotions are personalized. They're basically what you would think. Joy is very happy, sadness is very depressed, fear is very paranoid, you get the idea. We focus on the emotions of a girl named Riley, who's moving from one new location to another. Such a large change is throwing her emotions out of whack, and we find that joy and sadness are accidentally separated from headquarters and dropped off somewhere else. Thus, the movie is just them trying to get back in order to bring balance back to Riley's emotional state. In doing so, joy and sadness, two polar opposites, have to find a way to get along in order to work together. Now, the idea of emotions having personalities in your head is nothing new. This has been done in Warner Brothers cartoons, Disney cartoons, hell, there's even a sitcom about it called Herman's Head. But this is the first one that said maybe we can not only do something funny with this, but also really dramatic, something that anybody of any age can understand. The story is actually a coming-of-age story, talking about change. Talking about adapting, talking about sacrifices, talking about how some things have to be pushed out of your mind and replaced with others. And all the hardships of growing up are shown through these characters, who are developing Riley as she goes through these tough moments. Whether you're a kid going through these moments or an adult who used to go through these moments, everybody can sympathize. You get these problems, you get these frustrations, you understand how hard it is to adapt. But at the same time, it balances out with a lot of bright colors and funny moments and goofy moments, which is really what the film is about, balance. Joy and sadness don't get along, but like a lot of buddy movies, they realize that they have to get along. Well, here, it actually serves a purpose. Joy's the one who's usually in charge and tries to keep sadness off to the sidelines. But the movie so brilliantly shows how much joy and sadness are actually tied together. I won't give away, but let's just say, it's brilliant. It's summed up through visuals that everybody can understand and everybody can relate to. So many of us try to run away from sadness. We think it's not healthy, but this movie shows it's unbelievably healthy. All your emotions are healthy, you just have to know how to keep them in check. The movie shows it's okay to feel however you feel. There's no shame in feeling sad, there's no shame in feeling angry. If anything, by confronting them, you create new emotions and new moments. And the best thing is, it sticks to the choices they make. When they move, they stay moved. When a character has to disappear, he stays disappeared. They don't pull any happily ever after retconning stuff. No, they mean this stuff for serious. Because it's all part of growing up, and you're gonna have to go through hardships, and you're just gonna have to accept it. It's so great that a movie about emotions talks about all this. In fact, it's the perfect movie to talk about all this. With all the unnecessary Pixar sequels coming out, this is one of the few that I would love to see a sequel to. I would love to see movies that follows Riley into adulthood. The same way the toys in Toy Story grow up with Andy, I would love to see the emotions grow up with Riley. What new developments could we relate to, and in what creative way would they show it? There's so many opportunities with this idea. In fact, if you watch the Blu-ray, you can see all the other ideas they were gonna do but couldn't because there wasn't enough time. They're all great, and I love to see more of these come about. This is a movie that not only leaves me wanting more, it leaves me wanting a lot more. Why can't this get a spin-off universe? Why can't this have other stories and other characters that can lead to other movies? To me, that's the sign of a really, really good flick. I guess if I really have to nitpick, the only problem I have is that it could have been a little funnier. Like, there's a scene where they had to wake up this scary clown in order to give her a nightmare. That thing could have been a lot scarier and led to a lot more comedy. There's a few lines and a few scenes I thought could have used just a little bit more of a punch to it. While I definitely laughed at a lot of scenes, I wasn't laughing super hard. At least not as much as some of the other Pixar films. But like I said, it's a nitpick. Really, everything for the most part balances out incredibly well. I still laughed at the right moments, I still cried at the right moments. Quite fittingly, every emotion that's supposed to play out, plays out. Every time I see it, it gets better and better. The stories, the characters, the layout, it's just phenomenal. In my opinion, it's as perfect a Pixar movie as you can get. And definitely a good one to end this Disneycember on. Thank you all once again for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, maybe in January I'll do a few by popular demands again. But for this year, it's great to see that Disney is still dishing out the creativity and new ideas, and continuing to inspire. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I'll see you next year.